So on the DTCC legal and regulatory page, you have these are the rule findings. So we have on top we have the NSCC 2021-011, and then we have the NSCC 2021-010. So these are two main proposals that some of the people on the internet and on social media think that is going to provide a big change when it comes to AMC, because you can jump on the filings. This is 370 pages long for 8010, and probably 45 pages long reading for 8011. But in kind of summarizing what is happening here, this one 8010, it's saying, hey, we are going to set up a process where these hedges who are heavily invested into the big stocks into the market, okay, those stocks that are making the market, for example, talking about Amazon, Google, Netflix, Facebook, Neo, all of those things, Tesla, since they are heavily invested on those, they're going to park those shares. They're going to be allowed to park those shares into a storage, kind of like a parking lot, and receive cash against that, while kind of preventing the market from happening. Now, personally, the way I read in between the lines is, hey, with all the market margins being so high, higher than just the standard levels, and with you guys being way overextended in AMC, for example, and GameStop, and then those apes are not letting it go, so all the rules that we're going to say here, I don't think you guys are going to follow it, okay? And how do I know that these guys are not going to follow it? Because when you jump into this article, for example, published on Tuesday, okay, Tuesday, July 27th. SEC charges 27 financial firms for Form CRS delivery lapses. I mean, when you jump on here, guys, it gives you details around what these guys have been purposely doing in order not to respect and make sure that they were following the rules when it comes to customer relationship, what they call CRS, okay? Because the SEC says, DTCC, SEC, these are the same guys. They say the orders find that none of the firms filed or delivered their Form CRS or posted it to the website until being twice reminded of the missed deadlines by their regulators. In the case of investment advisors, by the SEC's Division of Examinations, and in the case of broker-dealers, by the Financial Industry Regulator, the FINRA, to say. These Form CRS are intended to provide retail investors with a brief summary about the services a firm offers, fees, conflicts of interest, and other information that can help investors make more informed choices. So these companies, we have about broker-dealers, investment firms, investment advisories, market makers like Citadel, they were told that, hey, you have to make sure that you provide this information on your website for your customers, okay? And then they were reminded twice. They were reminded twice before the due date, and even so, they did not follow the rules. They did not post it what the SEC, and the FINRA wanted them to post on the website. Without admitting or denying the finding, this is what it's even worse. The firms agreed to be censored, to cease and desist from violating the charge provisions, and to pay civil penalties ranging in an amount from $10,000 on the low end to $97,000 on the high end. Folks, this is precisely why I think with all these new rules coming, hedges are like, you know what? You do whatever you want. We're just going to pay. Because what is 10,000 to $1 billion firm? What is even 100 million to $1 billion firm? Pretty much nothing, because they can do that kind of money in a matter of week. These are the guys that are making $1 million in an hour, easily, like no brainer, $1 million in an hour. So what do you think they're gonna be afraid to have the SEC enforcing those rules when they are kind of happy? In a sense, they are happy to pay 10,000, 100,000, 70,000, like Robinhood did, or even 70 million. This is nothing, okay? And this is why I think somehow the only way the SEC or the DTCC or all of these agencies, federal agencies, are gonna make sure these hedges pay is the very fact that the apes are going nowhere, okay? And because of that, maybe that's why, they are kind of setting up this process through the NSCC 010 in order to say, hey, park your shares here, because when you pay by covering the short positions you have on AMC, because these apes are not going nowhere, okay, something's gonna happen, and we don't want that to crash the entire market, okay? So that's just my personal opinion, but feel free to agree or disagree in the comment section below. But for now, I'm out.